Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 85. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this Mommy's Alive Saturday evening, Earth Day, July 23rd, 2016. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Brandon Fulster. Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Internet. Hello, listeners.
Hello, everybody in the world. What are you doing?
Sitting here recording a podcast, Red.
What are you laughing at me? I finally bring the energy, and you're just giggling at me like I'm fucking retarded or something.
Because you're funny.
Oh, thanks.
You're funny when you have energy.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
I see it so rarely that it's a treat.
That's because I'm constantly disappointing everybody around me, and it really drags a man down.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, those are things that happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we live in two different worlds because I'm always impressing people with everything I do.
Right.
So I'm surrounded by praise constantly. So
yeah.
It's interesting to see the other side of it, you know?
Yeah. It's a hard knock life, Brandon.
For us.
God damn it, Navi! Nobody wants to listen to you! I'll probably leave that in because it was well placed.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking over anything. So you, sir, have had a good week this past week.
I have had a good week today.
Yes.
Today has been a good week.
Today is now. What I really want to know is how you squeezed a whole week into a day.
I really don't want to get into that.
Why not?
It has to do with mummies.
Does it have to do with mummies, or are you just too stupid to explain it to us?
Mummies.
But no, yeah, you got some jobs.
Yeah,
you are gainfully employed now.
I went from no jobs to 2 jobs.
You did,
and I haven't really started them yet, sort of. So I don't really have anything there.
Yeah.
And I won't speak about where I work, obviously.
Well, yeah, you're good about that. I mean,
because
I'm sure it'll be on your Facebook.
Strip clubs are really stringent about that kind of stuff.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of strip clubs in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Which is surprising.
And I'm working at 2 of them. Why is it surprising? Strip clubs are typically in like lower income places.
Well, I guess that's true.
Because it's a good job.
It is a good job. It's a good job to have.
It's a good job, and I'd be proud of any daughter I had that worked there.
Just as long as she's not,
I mean,
living her life in the champagne.
During lunchtime, they have $5 steak, and with an employee discount, you can't beat that.
I was going to ask how you knew so much about strip clubs, but then I forgot that you had like 2 jobs at strip clubs. So,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, I worked directly across from a strip club. And they always had a big sign that said $5 steaks. Or my favorite, they had a spaghetti buffet.
Oh, that's true. Your previous job, you did work pretty much across from a strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what is a spaghetti buffet?
Well, I mean, a buffet, I would assume, means that, you can get it at any time and have as much of it as you want.
So you don't think it's like a buffet line where you can pick different sauces and like, I want to go meatballs this time. No, this time I'll go with some arrabbiata sauce.
I mean, I suppose it could be. If you wanted to, like, build your own spaghetti.
Yeah, because I feel like just having the word buffet, like, you just wouldn't have a big plate of spaghetti and call it a buffet. Just get as much spaghetti as you want.
Although that would be, I mean, that would be funny, for sure.
If that was what they were calling the buffet, or if that's what you called your own plate of spaghetti.
Called my own plate of spaghetti the spaghetti buffet?
Yeah. I think you should start doing that. Like, whenever you have a plate of food, just call it a buffet no matter what.
Right.
To the point where everybody's like, I really feel like Rim's misusing that word, but you say it with such confidence that they don't want to confront you.
I'm almost positive that he doesn't know what the definition of buffet is. Which is surprising because he's a fat dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fat people know buffet by definition, I think.
Yes. It's actually required in the fat person classes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have to get, like, a certificate, like a concealed carry permit?
No, it's actually a degree.
Really?
You can get your master's in fatology.
Do you have to be fat?
I mean, it's required for your thesis
Really? Because, I mean, I'm not a dinosaur, but I could get a master's in dinosaurs. Dinosaurology.
Dinosaurology?
Yeah.
Dinosaurology. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a hands-on course. Whereas, archaeology is also a hands-on course, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You're using little brushes.
Is the fat guy hands-on course?
Hands-on hamburgers.
There's a lot of field work involved.
Well, not so much field as in restaurant.
Okay, give me one pro and one con of being a fat guy.
Pro, everybody thinks that I'm jovial all the time, and I am. And that helps me keep that way.
Okay.
Con, I've got boob sweat right now.
Can you spin that con into a pro?
I could really gross you out by rubbing my boob sweat on you.
I'll give it to you.
Which would make me very happy.
And more jovial. Yeah, I started working, which is cool. Also, I've decided, before I got hired, I wanted to try to do more little things to improve my life. And
Right.
I've been taking French through DuoLingo I'm on a 106-day streak at this point.
Nice.
I'm apparently 43% fluent in French, according to a computer.
Can you actually build me a sentence?
Yeah, I can build a sentence.
You can build a sentence, not just repeat a sentence.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can build sentences. The only thing is I would practice outside. Like, typically on my day is I'll go outside around 5:30, 6 o'clock and do my, 15 minutes of French a day.
Uh-huh.
And at one point I turned off my microphone. It gives you the option to turn it off because I was outside and I didn't want to look like an idiot repeating French phrases into my phone.
Right.
And it hasn't turned back on. So my pronunciation is terrible. So I'm hoping to go back to school to at least take some French classes so I can be around other speakers and get my pronunciation down.
Right.
Because I can read it fine and I can write it fine, but speaking would sound, I think me talking in French would be the equivalent of somebody trying to speak English terribly.
Right.
Putting the sentences in the wrong ways and stuff like that.
So your actual, verb, adjective, noun construction might be off.
No, I can do that. It's
Okay.
the pronunciation of words.
Okay.
Is
You just have to do
Off.
a French accent.
oh, like that? Oh.
That was a little more, I would say, Cajun, New Orleans.
Oh. Like that?
Yeah. I guarantee.
I was looking
Because
up.
that is its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking up how the French that I'm learning, because what DuoLingo teaches you is classic French.
Right.
So I will know the basics if I go all the way through the course and get considered 100% fluent in French. I could go somewhere that speaks French and speak it, but I would go to France and I would seem very outdated in the way I was talking.
Right.
Because it's teaching me proper French as opposed to how casual French would go.
Right.
If I were to go to Quebec, I would seem very oh goodness in the way that I speak there.
Right, yeah.
And I was particularly interested in how I could speak French in New Orleans, and they have their entire separate language.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't remember what it's called. It's not Haitian, but they speak Haitian French.
Yeah.
So
It's an amalgamation of it's a true jamming two different languages together in a forced. It's like if you took two languages and threw them into a gladiatorial thing, and then they became a rat king. A gladiatorial rat
That's
king.
a very strange mixture of metaphors. Those metaphors is if you took two good metaphors and put them in a gladiatorial ring until they became a rat king.
And you got Cajun.
Yes, that's what those metaphors were.
But that's exactly what happened.
But to continue on, I also decided I wanted to learn Java programming.
Yes.
Not the coffee. And I downloaded an app that basically walks me through setting it up on my computer and teaches me how to do the Hello World program.
Right.
Which, if you're a listener and don't know really much about computer programming, the Hello World program is the first thing that every computer language teaches you how to do.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple program that just displays Hello World.
Yes.
It goes back to, I looked it up,
Okay.
72. There was a computer programmer who created it to show what he could do with, I don't remember the name of the language, but it was the precursor to C.
Okay.
And he made a program
B?
that said, no, no, surprisingly, no.
Oh.
He made a program that showed like, here's what it can do or whatever. So I try to get it to work and I can't get the fucking hello world. The basic program of Java, I cannot get it to work.
Huh.
So that was irritating and I gave up. Well, because like, I know we're on a time crunch and we got a bunch of news, so I'm not going to get into it. But the gist of it was you have to install a Java compiler on your computer.
Right, yeah.
On top of the Java that's already there.
Yes.
And for some reason, Windows automatically installs those into a file that you don't have permission to access. Even as administrator, you don't.
Okay.
So I moved all those files to where they're correct. I get the program to run. I compile it fine. Then I go to try to run it, and it has to go outside to access Java to run it.
Right.
I have Java saved into a correct file, but Windows 7 and with this particular version of Java that I have to run puts not Java, but the link to Java into a protected file. So the program goes to run it, it searches through your computer and finds the first instance of Java, and it runs that.
Yeah.
The first instance it finds is in a protected folder. So it goes to access that, and it won't let it.
Weird.
And I can't bypass it.
Huh.
Like I went through a whole thing where if I own the fucking computer and I own Windows, I should be able to go in and give myself administrative rights to everything.
Yeah.
Because by default, as I'm sure you know, you're administrator, but there's still certain things like to go into the actual Windows folder, you can't just start deleting shit.
Right.
So I followed a walkthrough to give myself full access to all these files. And then I hit the snag of to give yourself administrative privileges, you have to have administrative privileges already. And there's no workaround for it.
Huh.
So that's why. It wasn't just I can't figure it out and I gave up. It's that I hit an impasse.
Right.
So it was irritating because I really wanted to learn a programming language to try to, have more marketable skills, I guess.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I'm at the strip club. To bring it all back to that.
Right. So we didn't record this past week because you were getting your jobs.
Yeah, we were supposed to record last Monday, and I had an interview a couple cities away I had to drive to.
Yeah.
And I'd planned out the day for it because when I went in for my initial interview, I was there for like 4 hours.
Right.
I planned out the day around this second interview. So I go there and I tell you I'm not going to record. We make other plans. I show up and the store that I'm going to is closed.
Okay.
And there's like a big disaster relief truck parked directly in front of the store with like a bunch of hoses going into this store.
Oh, well, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I call the district store manager who set up this interview and I say, hey, I'm here and like the store's not there. I mean, it's gutted. There's nothing inside this fucking store.
Right.
So he has me find the manager who's supposed to be there, who is there kind of wandering around.
Okay.
Anyway, turns out that it's like in a strip mall and one of the stores 2 stores over had an electrical fire. And it sucked up the smoke into the vents and dumped the smoke into this store.
Oh, my.
And just smoke damaged everything.
Oh.
So they're closed for like 2 more weeks still.
Wow.
So they're going to have me go in and do my training in like an empty store with just one bare monitor that still has internet on it and like a lonely light bulb hanging from a string. So
that sounds awesome.
yeah, it was pretty good. So my interview was basically 15 minutes with this lady.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I'll let you know. And then as I was leaving, the guy called me and offered me the job.
Oh, that's good.
So.
And you couldn't call your friend Rem back and let him know that you could have recorded?
No. I assumed at that
Douche.
point you'd already made plans.
Huh? Never assume anything, Brandon.
I will remember that.
I was sitting there crying.
I assumed you would say that.
Yeah?
So
Hmm.
deal with it.
Um,
Have you been up to anything interesting?
no.
No.
I haven't been. This past week at work, one of the guys called off, so like, well, he had scheduled his vacation, and the manager didn't quite remember that he scheduled the vacation, so he had to fill all of this guy's shifts who was going on vacation.
Is this your retail job or your techie job?
My retail job.
Okay.
My techie job. Oh, at the radio station.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to say.
Oh,
you
yeah,
worked
I don't
at the
care.
radio station.
No, I work at Harbor Freight,
Mhm.
and I also work at the radio station. I haven't been working at the radio station lately. this past week and a half, 2 weeks, actually, just because nobody's gotten a hold of me to say, hey, I got some stuff for you to do. So,
I like how you shook your finger. It's just, hey, you over there.
Well, that's it's funny because that's kind of how it works. Like, if it's counterintuitive because I was hired on to help alleviate some of the stress for, my immediate boss, but he's so busy that he just doesn't call me to do some of the medial tasks.
Yeah.
So he just does stuff, which is fine. He's just one of those guys who I'm just going to get it done because it's on my list today and that's what I'm going to get done, But he doesn't think, well, maybe I should prioritize this and, send some of this bullshit over to Rem who can do it.
Yeah.
But exactly. So, but
that sucks because I thought we were going to worm you into the radio station and eventually take it over.
Well, I
Pirate
think,
radio style.
I think that's still going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of, though, we should be available on iHeartRadio now.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see.
For the 3 people who use iHeartRadio?
Yes.
Wait, no. Is iHeartRadio popular?
Yeah.
I thought it's like below Pandora and Spotify.
All right. We're apparently not available yet.
Cool.
Well, it's essentially the same thing as like iTunes, where we have an RSS feed that is handled through Libsyn,
mm-hmm.
and that feed gets sent to iTunes and iHeartRadio or wherever else loads the RSS feeds for podcasts. So I don't know if there's like an approval process that has to happen in the background there.
Because if they have to listen to it, we're not getting approved.
So, but anyway, sooner or later we'll be available on iHeartRadio, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll increase the thing a little bit, increase our reach.
Mm-hmm.
I try to put us out on every possible thing that I can.
Just trick us out?
Yeah, just like Ice Cube, Ice Tea, Pimp My Ride style. Well, who was it? Was it Ice Tea?
Man, your analogies
or Ice
are
Cube?
not. It was neither of them.
Who was it? Exhibit.
Yeah.
It was totally Exhibit.
Ice.
I heard some like horror stories from that, or I've read some horror stories from that show.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved watching Exhibit, even though I didn't remember his name. Just do it. He was so happy all the time.
Yeah, I've read a couple AMAs with people who are on there.
Yeah.
And, they said it was a good experience. Exhibit was really awesome, but I had to sell my car because the taxes or the insurance on it suddenly went through the roof.
Yeah.
Or like there's things where they hook up, like half the stuff doesn't actually work.
Right.
They just put it in there as show. Or like one guy, I think he said he drove his car for like maybe 4 days before it overheated.
Yeah.
Because everything was drawing power off of his battery and he had like, 4 fucking TVs in the back and a popcorn maker. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but going back to what I've done, I did an overnight truck for the first time,
mm-hmm.
which was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm still sore from it. I tried to work my little ass off because that's what I try to do. I try
just
to make sure that,
loading and unloading things.
Yeah, but it's really cool. They have a like a conveyor belt that you can put together, and it's just rollers. So you've got the rig, the truck,
mm-hmm.
And you lay out these rollers, and you just roll things up into the warehouse. And we were a man short, so I was trying to keep up pushing boxes. And I've got some minor joint problems, just probably mostly from disuse and stuff. And
mm-hmm.
I think I have a slightly torn rotator cuff in here because about 5 or so minutes into pushing boxes like this, you can't see that because we're not broadcasting live.
Imagine like a really awkward high five.
Yeah,
like not up in the air but straight out.
Yeah, like Hitler style almost, like just shoving your
it's more
arm.
like a one-armed push-up.
Yeah. So anyway, after about 5 minutes of that, I started just feeling this terrible, terrible burn in my shoulder, and I was like, oh my God.
How long did you work on the truck?
We unloaded for 2 hours, and then after that, it was putting stuff out onto the floor that could go out. So
like 5 minutes in, you were sore, and then
Yeah.
worked for another hour and 55 minutes.
yes,
That sounds terrible.
yeah,
That had to have been a like, oh, this doesn't bode well for the rest of the day.
it was okay. It just got to the point where it was numb enough that I just worked through it.
Yeah.
Like that's
how I live my life.
that's when you know that things are going to be okay. If you can push through the pain of something enough to where you just get numb to it, then you're like, okay, I can just work through whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, apart from like catching yourself on fire or freezing to death, you know, if you can work through it.
Those are the only two exceptions.
Yeah.
Leg bitten off by a shark,
As long as you don't bleed out, you're fine.
scorpion attack to the eye.
Yeah, as long as you rip your eye from the socket before the poison spreads to your brain, you're fine.
See, I think ripping your eye from your socket would be the worst.
Yeah, probably.
Because like they can pop out easy. You always see, maybe not you always see, but I see a lot of pictures of people with eyes hanging out of their sockets. But it's connected with like
This is
that
a pastime
nerve.
or something.
So like to rip it off, you'd have to like break that nerve. And I imagine it would be like, when you have your nails cut too much and it starts to go into like the sides.
Yeah.
And you have to like, and you can feel it's actually ripping skin at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be like that, but way worse.
Yeah, probably.
So have you been playing Pokemon Go?
I have been.
Speaking of
Speaking of
how do we
ripping your
connect that?
eyes out of your sockets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been. Around here, all we have are Pidgeys and Rattatas. And I don't walk or anything.
Yeah, why would you?
There were a few nights there where Ginger and I would go out after eating dinner and just kind of drive around the block and hit all the Pokestops.
Drive around the block?
Yeah. Well, not just around the block. I mean, we'd go hit all of the Pokestops, all the different churches that are along the strip there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, 2:30, 3 o'clock at night, just hitting Pokestops.
Man, it has been taking off like crazy.
I know. I totally wish I would have bought some stock in it.
In Niantic.
Yeah.
Niantic.
Or even Nintendo, I mean, at that point.
Yeah. Well,
So you do that, and then you cash out. Like, all right, this game comes out. It's obviously going to be popular. I'm going to buy, 100 shares at like $75 a piece. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to flip that and, make a couple $100,000.
well, I'm curious how much money they're making off of it. I mean, with everybody downloading it, but it's a free game.
Right. I mean, I spent $40 on coins.
You spent $40 on coins?
Yep. I was just like, fuck it. I'm
Jesus
just going to.
Christ, why?
Because I only needed to do it once.
Have you used the coins?
Not all of them. No, I've still got, a couple thousand.
For like Pokeballs and stuff?
Yeah. Just in case I start to run a little, low and I see a Jigglypuff that I want to catch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is I'm living like a homeless person would with Pokemon. I mean, I'm living Pokeball to Pokeball.
Yeah.
Because I hate putting money into free-to-play games.
Right.
And I mean, I will if I find a game I really enjoy and they have a paid version. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'll drop the $5 so I don't have the ads and the constant like add more jewels or whatever.
Right.
But I'm sure I will spend some money. I already thought once I get paid, like I'll drop $5 and get some money.
Right.
Because out where I live, the closest Pokestop is like maybe 4 or 5 miles away.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll drive there because it's near the store that I'll hit up once every couple of days.
Right.
And I'll fill that up. But I mean, you get like 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah.
And my aim is awful.
Is it?
I mean, I'm level 6. I've hardly leveled up.
Oh,
at
really?
all.
I'm 14.
I think I'm level 7 now. But yeah, I mean, I'll spend like, there's a thing that has 30 CP or whatever. Well, I just wasted fucking 5 Pokeballs to catch that Weedle.
You are terrible at Pokemon.
I know, I'm awful. I don't know why my shot is so bad. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it.
Are you putting too much spin on the ball?
I mean, I'm just swiping straight up.
Right.
I mean, children play this
but
game.
is there at the end of your swipe, do you slightly flick? Do you flick?
I do a little flick, yeah.
That's where your spin comes from.
You don't take your finger off of it?
Just don't flick it. Just go through it. Don't go across it. Go through it.
That's what I'm doing.
Like you're going through your phone with your finger.
Because it'll go to the left or the right, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't even want this stupid Pokemon.
Right, yeah.
But I'm going to catch it and grind it up and feed it to the other Pokemon.
Exactly. What team are you on?
Mystic.
Mystic?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Valor.
I feel like because I am who I am, I would have chosen a different team had I known that Mystic was the most popular team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mystic,
Valor is the one that gets
3-1 is
shit
the most
on
popular.
Apparently all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of images.
There's literally a meme where it's Valor, where it's Mystic and what's the yellow team?
Instinct.
They're like talking amongst themselves, and then Valor comes in, and they're shitting all over the place. Like,
yeah, that's
like, okay, what?
I don't know what the basis for that original cartoon was, but that's used a lot online when it's about people arguing.
Right, yeah. And I understand that, but it just cracks me up. I don't know. So anyway, going to Pokemon Go, you've got the eggs. Have you hatched any eggs yet?
No. Well, that's the thing is it uses battery up so much.
It does, man. That is a battery hog.
And I use my phone. I pretty much have it on me all the time during the day. I'm either listening to podcasts or I'm checking Facebook or I'm texting. Like when I charge my phone overnight, I keep it with me until I get ready for bed and plug it in again.
Right.
And when I have Pokemon Go running constantly, it drains my battery. So, I mean, I'll turn it on if I'm somewhere. I'll walk around for a little bit and catch some Pokemon. I'll walk around my neighborhood.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm far enough away that sometimes my GPS signal drops out. Like I'm right on the edge of where sprint coverage goes.
You're right on the edge of civilization.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well, I've hatched a few eggs by driving around.
Yeah.
Which is
exactly what they intended you to do with the game.
I've also hatched a few eggs, like because at Harbor Freight, I'm usually a cashier. So when I can get out of being cashier and working the floor, I'll make sure that my Pokemon Go is on in my pocket. Yeah. So because I'll be walking around constantly.
But it stops counting if your screen goes dark, doesn't it?
I have it set to stay on for 30 minutes, and then I have my brightness turned all the way down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know how to save battery.
I'm surprised it runs on your tablet, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Because your tablet's kind of old, isn't it?
No, my tablet's, I think it's the most recent version of the
Nexus?
No, it's the Galaxy Tab 4 7-inch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's okay.
I thought it's funny to watch in the midst of all of the politics going on lately, how everything stopped, at least for a little bit. And it was people talking constantly about Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then people being like, fucking get a job, you assholes playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it just time fucking stopped. Like, seriously, I have not seen a game have this effect on people in, honestly, as long as I can remember.
Right, yeah. Yeah. It's been pretty amazing. So to hatch your eggs, for those of you who don't know metric, the Nerdist on their Instagram shared a picture that is a egg distance conversion guide. 2 kilometers is 1.24 miles or 2,670 steps, which takes roughly 0.4 hours. 5 kilometers is 3.11 miles at 6,670 steps, which takes about an hour to do. 10 kilometers is 6.21 miles or 13,300 steps, which takes roughly 2 hours.
Yeah, and they're all based off of, like, the more steps you have to take, the more rare the Pokemon is.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you see where some people, I don't remember the website, it's like a Pokemon fan site, got into the code of the game? Did you see that?
And did what?
They saw that the level cap is 40.
Oh, okay.
So you can't go higher than 40. The level cap for Pokemon stops at 30. So once you, like, the Pokemon level up with you as you play, and they have higher CP.
Right, yeah.
Once you hit 30, the CP doesn't go up anymore.
Okay.
So from 30 to 40, you're catching the same levels.
Yeah.
It's 20 million experience to get from level 1 to level 40.
Right.
And from level 39 to level 40 is 5 million experience. So a fourth of the experience just goes from 39 to 40.
Yeah.
They also found that the 3 legendary birds and Mewtwo are in the game. And Mew is also in the game as Pokemon 151.
Right.
But they're marked rare and mythic, and they haven't figured out how they spawn. So people are thinking that they don't even appear until maybe you've hit level 40.
Right. And then even then, I'm sure it's extremely rare.
Yeah, they're rare and Mew is mythic. And then Niantic has also said that they're working right now on making it where you can battle other players,
Right.
which would be cool.
Yeah, that's what that was kind of what I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to, like, on the downtime where we're not driving around hitting Pokestops, that I'd be able to battle Ginger and we could, get a little XP off of that. That would have been so cool to have at launch.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I mean, they probably pushed it out a little bit because they did the beta testing in the US just like a month before they actually released the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen people complaining about that too. And surprisingly enough, because I complain about everything, that's not really an issue for me because when it comes down to it, it's a free game. Yeah. I mean, it's cool that you can walk around, it uses your GPS and you find Pokemon. Like,
right, yeah.
On its own, I was a little annoyed with the pay stuff just because I hate pay stuff in games in general. Like, make your game cost money and that's fine. Don't make your game free and then litter it with ads and, you can't progress unless you spend $1 over and over and over. That shit drives me fucking crazy. Yeah. I'd rather pay an initial cost.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I paid $40 for the game and I bought a bunch of gold just in case.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I can't shit on you for that. I mean, I can, but I would be in the wrong.
I mean, if you go into it considering that your free game isn't actually free, I think you'll feel better about the entire situation. Like if you say, especially say for Pokemon Go, all right, I'm going to drop $40 on this game. Even though it's a mobile game, whatever. It's still pretty robust.
Yeah.
So it's doing a lot, not just from an interactive standpoint, but from a social standpoint. It's doing a lot.
Yeah.
So $40, okay. I've spent $40 on a game, which is still less than what you'd pay for a console game.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go. I mean, and you get more social interaction, you get exercise, you get, to play a game that is tied to our childhood, Yeah, a little bit of
nostalgia?
Yes. That was the word I was looking for. My brain was like, hey, what's that word where it means old things that you appreciate?
I've seen people kind of debating how much of a game it is.
Yes, and that goes back to, I want to play with other people. I want to battle my Pokemon against you. There's so much of it where it's just like, okay, you catch the Pokemon. Okay, great. That got old for me pretty quick.
Yeah.
I want a little bit more now. And you can go to the gyms and stuff, but at the same time, there are already people who are 15 or 16 and they've got CP power like 15,000 or 1,500 and up. And my Pokemon can do fuck all to them, Yeah. So I'm just losing constantly and not gaining anything.
See, I haven't even tried to battle a gym yet.
Have you not?
No.
We have. Ginger actually did pretty well against a gym. We actually have a gym in the Harbor Freight parking lot.
Really?
Yeah, just in front of it next to the school there. Yeah. There's a little gym right there.
Because what they did, the company that makes Pokemon Go had a game before called Ingress. Mm-hmm. Which was basically Pokemon Go without the aspect of catching Pokemon.
Right, yeah.
And so they just took all the hotspots that already existed in Ingress and put a Pokemon lair on top of it.
Yeah.
Which is why when you start playing the game, I don't know how it is in bigger cities. I'm sure it's way different. But around here, there's really nothing. So every stop is churches. There's fucking churches littered in this area.
Churches.
So, like I saw...
Very small rocks.
There were people posting, I think it was like a week or so ago, that there was a Pokestop in the Holocaust Museum. Did you see that? And somebody posted a picture of themselves catching a coughing, which is a poisonous gas Pokemon.
Right.
And a lot of people were up in arms, like, why would you put a Pokestop in the Holocaust Museum? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they didn't put it there initially. It was skinned over Ingress. And Ingress wasn't about catching stuff. It was about... Instead of Pokestops where you would get stuff, you'd stop there and you'd get more gems, and it was all about taking over areas and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But, people don't really read into it. No, especially the people who just want to bitch about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't get why people want to bitch about, everybody's stupid and this is stupid.
Yeah.
But.
I don't know. Because people like to bitch.
Yeah. Game I'm looking forward to, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Comes out August 7th. No Man's Sky. Mm-hmm. Have you seen anything about it?
No, I haven't.
God, it looks so fucking cool. It's coming out on PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
And the last game I pre-ordered was Fallout 4. And I haven't pre-ordered No Man's Sky yet, but I'm going to within the next probably when I get paid, so a couple days.
Yeah.
It is a space exploration game.
Okay.
So you start on a planet with like a multi-tool, and you have to mine resources. So sort of Minecraft in a way. You know, you have to mine iron and etc.
Right.
And then from there you can build your spaceship and travel to another planet. And once you travel within your galaxy, you can upgrade your ship to do multi-galaxy travel.
Right.
And the goal of the game is to get to the center of the universe. And the people who've made the game have said, we're not going to tell you it's in the center of the universe. There's something there. That's the goal, is to get there. It's a multiplayer game in the sense that you can run across other players. Here's the cool thing about the game, though, that I'm kind of bearing the lead on. It's all procedurally generated, which means that they've made the textures ahead of time for different animals, but the computer, everything that's done is math. So they've said that there's going to be planets you land on. All planets are going to be different because it's all randomly generated.
Right.
The monsters and the things that you find on the planet, if you find creatures, are also randomly generated, and even the sounds that they make are procedurally generated. So animals are going to have a huge range of different sounds.
Huh. Okay.
And they said that the universe was endless, that the way the math works, there was an endless amount of planets.
Right.
And people started taking them to task and saying, mathematically, there's no way it could be infinite.
Right.
So they crunched some numbers and they came back and they said, okay, you're right, it's not infinite. The amount of planets that this game can generate is, I think it was like 812 quintillion planets.
So fuck you, math guys.
Yeah, and
it's still 800 and some quintillion.
And there's a multiplayer aspect to it. Like if you discover a planet and you're the first person, you can name it. And if you discover a species and you're the first person to discover that species, you can name the species as well.
Oh my God, that's going to be...
So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So they were asking the guy who created it, because people kept asking about multiplayer, and he was like, it's there, but I don't want to talk about it. And finally they pressed him enough that he said, okay, so somehow you and your friend find the galaxy that you're in. You guys are both now in the same galaxy.
Yeah.
Now, how do you describe the planet that you're on? It's the size of a galaxy. So, okay, now you guys have said you've landed on a blue planet, and you get a hold of your friend and you say, okay, I'm at this blue planet, and your friend finds that planet. These planets are literally planet-sized.
Yeah. So
he says, even then, how are you going to tell your friend where to meet you? It's possible and you can do it, but your friend is flying over the size of a real-life Earth planet to try to find one person in one ship.
I mean, at that point... wouldn't you think that, okay, so you have friends, wouldn't ships have some sort of homing beacon?
And there might be
GPS of sorts?
Like when he went into it, the guy who runs it, the company's called Hello Games, the guy who runs it didn't want to talk about multiplayer. Right. Because that's not the focus. He said, like, yeah, there's multiplayer, but the focus is exploration. That's the whole goal of the game, is to just explore the galaxy. And people kept pressing him, and finally he said, yes, you can have a friends list. Yes, there's this. Yes, there's this.
Some of the best things about exploration, though, is going with a friend.
Yeah.
You know, like Lewis and Clark. I mean, I don't actually know if they were friends or anything, but
they hated each other.
Yeah, they were just ravenously trying to outdo each other.
They just explored America punching.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Punching each other, punching Native Americans, punching
bears, raccoons, hummingbirds, pugs.
Pugs.
I'm naming all the animals from Pocahontas.
I was going to say, well, that's true. There was a pug. I forgot.
Talking trees.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they did.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to cover
painting with the colors of the winds with punches?
Damn, we talked a while. We've got 15 minutes to
I
get
know,
through
we've
our
got
news.
15. I don't want to shoehorn a bunch of news in. I think that I feel like we've kind of gotten away from being funny and just putting news out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we're in a good spot right now. Let's go ahead, since we were talking about gaming, we'll talk about the Nintendo.
Okay.
And then, you know, if it's 5 o'clock, then it's 5 o'clock, and we can talk about SDC next week.
Okay.
So, Nintendo, on the cusp of all the Pokemon fanaticism. That's the word.
The
fantasticisms.
You worded fantastically.
Eloquently. The Nintendo Classic Mini, which is a Nintendo Entertainment System, essentially, but fits into the palm of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
They announced...
Oh, it's that small?
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally like fit in the palm of your hand style. They're going to be releasing this. It will go on sale apparently on November 11th for $59.99. And it looks like it's going to come with a single controller, and then you can get a controller sold separately. The controller is modeled after the original Nintendo controller.
Yeah, and I think the extra controllers are like $9.99 or $14.99, something like that.
Yeah,
they're not expensive.
Like that, yeah. And the controller's plug-in looks like it is not the same plug-in as the original Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
It still looks like it's a proprietary plug-in. It's kind of hard to tell from this picture.
That wouldn't surprise me. Nintendo is all about that.
Yeah, they're all about proprietary stuff. But it will launch with 30 of some of the highest rated games that they had for Nintendo.
Yeah, I was impressed with the list of games because there's a lot of Nintendo games they could have sort of mined and put crap in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, like just looking at that list now,
yeah,
Castlevanias are both on there.
Yeah, I'll just read through them real quick.
Okay.
Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblin, Gradius, Ice Chamber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, Star Tropics, Super C, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda, and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Those are the games.
Yeah.
That's the list.
It is definitely something I'm going to either buy or ask for as a Christmas present from my parents.
Right.
It's like right in the price range, because I thought about this as soon as I saw it. It is the perfect price range that when my parents say, Bo, what do you want for Christmas? I can say this.
Yeah.
This is what I want. Don't worry about anything else.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's true.
Because as you get older, I feel like the amount of money your parents spend on you for Christmas drops.
Yeah.
Drastically.
Yeah. Considerably. As soon as you hit 18, it's just
They're just like, okay.
Do you need something big, like for your house or your apartment? Like, do you need something to survive on?
Yeah. You want socks?
Do you need some socks or something? You need some clothes? Okay, you get this one big thing and then some socks.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
And you're happy with that because you did need those socks. Your old ones are holy.
12, you're like, socks. Early 20s, you're like, hey, socks, cool.
Hey, I'm good with that.
I feel like Nintendo, and we've talked about it on many episodes, so I'm not going to rehash it again, but I feel like Nintendo has made a lot of poor choices.
Yeah.
This is not one of them. This is a great choice.
Yeah.
It hits that nostalgic feel. The price point is fantastic, $60.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, that's the price of a console game.
Yeah.
And you're getting those, you can get all of this stuff on emulator easily.
Oh, yeah.
I could go and spend probably 15 minutes and get an emulator and all of those games to play like on a laptop that I can hook into the computer.
And then spend like $15 to get a controller to put onto the computer and play it.
And if you own a system, I mean, USB controllers, you can use an Xbox controller for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and I mean, I could do that, and I have done that before. I have emulators on my laptops.
Right.
But, this is awesome because you don't have to worry about loading up your computer, or sometimes an emulated game doesn't work right, or the sound's off, stuff like that.
Or the legality of it all.
Yeah, what are you going to do about that?
Right.
But the system itself, just being able to plug it into the computer and go is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I would actually use it, though. That's kind of the downside.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But still, for $60, I mean, I don't think it's a waste of $60.
Oh,
I think you probably get your money out of it eventually.
And I collect old video game systems. I have 2 NESs.
Right.
And I have very few of those games. And it's cool because if somebody is not okay with the legality of ROMs, because ROMs are on a gray area as far as legal or not.
Yeah.
If I were to buy those cartridges, most of them would be very expensive.
Right.
Like, I have like 2 or 3 of the games on that list, but I have Excite Bike, and Excite Bike was $15.
Yeah.
And even that was a little more than I wanted to pay for a game, for a Nintendo game. But yeah, I mean, the Mario 3, you're probably looking at $30 for that right there.
Yeah. So totally worth it, I think, to purchase. They say here in this article, this was from geek.com, it's also compatible with the Wii and the Wii U for playing Virtual Console NES games.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, for the controller, it looks like. You'll be pleased to hear that the mini NES connects to a TV using HDMI. It includes an HDMI cable, and power is achieved through an included USB cable and AC adapter. Although if you're buying in the UK, you'll need to supply a USB AC adapter as it doesn't ship with one. So
Nintendo they make such weird fucking choices.
Yeah.
It's like when they released whatever the new DS is, like not the 3DS or the 3DS XL or whatever.
Yeah.
They released, I think they just called it the new DS.
Yeah.
When they released it, they didn't release it with a power cable. And their argument was, well, you can buy one, or most people already have a DS and it uses the same cable.
Right.
But they just, it's such a small thing, but it's like, why wouldn't you put a cable in?
Yeah.
Like with that, if you're in the UK, I don't know, maybe it's a power conversion thing or...
Right, they do use a different power conversion.
Yeah, but if they say you can just go buy one yourself and use it, then obviously the thing would work with a different AC adapter. I'm sure there's a reason there. It's fucking mystifying. Again, like, why Nintendo?
Yeah,
this awesome
those cables literally cost like pennies on the dollar to make.
Oh, yeah.
And then, even selling them for like $10. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't be included in the cost, and on top of that, be available in different formats for different countries. Like, there's just no reason to not do that.
Yeah.
And yet they decide to at every other turn.
There's probably a money thing there, or I don't know. It was a last minute.
It sounds lazy to me, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. It's a peculiar choice.
Right, yeah. So, I don't know. But either way, like I said, it looks cool. Definitely a good Christmas present to buy
Buy the Brandon in your life.
Buy the Brandon in your life. The 20 to 30-year-old who grew up on the cusp of the Nintendo system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had a Nintendo.
Yeah, we did too. Mm-hmm. We were a Nintendo family, so.
Well, and it's cool with the HDMI out because I've looked into modding Nintendos because it's kind of fun, and the way they're built is so simple. You take the case off and it's just a motherboard there. Yeah. Very simple.
Yeah.
To get HDMI out, you can do that, but you have to get like $150 to $200 conversion kit.
Right.
To get true HDMI out of your Nintendo, because you have to buy, it's not made for it, obviously, so you have to splice shit and bypass it and way more stuff than I'm comfortable with doing.
Right, yeah.
So it's neat that for less than half the price, you can get this thing now.
Yeah.
And it's got the classic games you would want to play.
Right. So we got a little bit later start than we wanted to. Mm-hmm. I just kind of dibbled around, and Brandon has to go home. So
I told Remington I had to leave at 5. He is stupid and thought I said 5:30.
Yeah,
for whatever
recap that
reason. Yeah, I'll just go and say that again.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to or watched our last episode, we interviewed Terry W. Irvin II, author and Viscount of our show.
All around powerful man.
Powerful, strong, powerful man.
Strong arms. Thick legs like a tree.
Yes.
Like you could see him both pinning a manuscript with a feather or pulling a jet in a harness with his back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. With the shorts, and you can really see the definition of his calves in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it. It's a really good episode.
Was it put out to listen to also?
Yes, we have it out to listen to, or you can find it on YouTube's. We had a contest going on it. I figure that we will announce the winners on the next podcast. This one will come out a couple days after the contest ends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's something that we want to extend. Do we want to extend it at all?
Well, I would say...
Do we want to talk about extending it, maybe?
Because we didn't record the 24th, which is tomorrow, normally when we would record.
Right.
I would say that if you're listening to this episode, yeah, we'll extend it until we record the next episode.
Well, do we want to say that, or do we want to talk about it with Terry and just... Because, it's up to him. He's the one who's providing the books.
Yeah.
So we'll ask Terry about it, see if he wants to extend it.
Okay.
And we'll let you know on the social medias. I'll put a post up. It'll be on our website and our Google Plus and our Twitter and our Facebook.
But I would say if you want to get in, watch the YouTube video or listen to the last episode.
Yeah.
And we give a phone number or an email address. We ask some questions in there for trivia.
There's actually have you even looked at there's actually on the episode a form you can fill out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a form. You can fill that out. It'll send an email to us. You can call us, but you don't have to. It's fine. Just because
really lower our expectations more and more.
Well, it's just nobody uses that damn call line, and I was so excited to have it, but nobody wants to use it, and it makes me sad because I just want to put your guys' voices out there and answer your questions. He talks about it.
He calls me at night crying sometimes.
I do. But yeah, there's a form there. It's pretty easy to fill out. Just watch the episode, fill it out as you're listening or watching, and send it over. You can win a free book.
Yeah, and if it's not extended for some reason and those aren't valid, we'll still give you a shout out.
Yeah,
so win-win.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and maybe we can work something out with sending a sticker or something.
Yeah,
through the mail
for sure.
We have given very few stickers to people.
We have. Well, no, that's not entirely true.
We've given them out at cons, but who's actually putting those on things?
I don't know. Hopefully people.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little idealistic. I assume most people who walk by our booth and take a sticker just put it with everything else.
Yeah.
And then it gets thrown in the trash later.
Yeah, probably.
Or bent up, and they're like, what the fuck is Dueling Ogres? I don't even remember this.
Aw.
What mistakes have I made in my life that's led me to end up with this sticker?
But it's a sticker. Who throws away stickers?
You do.
No, I don't.
You throw away anything I bring you.
I don't throw away stickers.
Oh.
I never
you have a no
stickers.
Sticker.
I have
trash
a no.
policy.
I have a no trash sticker policy. Yeah, It's written in crayon.
Then you threw away the crayon. Though.
Yes, to make sure that I never change that policy. So, that being said, our shout outs. Terry commented on his own episode because he's vain like that. Stephen Hines also commented. We've had a lot of hits on the thing, but not a lot of bites. So
yeah.
That kind of makes me sad. I was hoping that our first contest would really get people excited.
Yeah, I think that's to be expected. It's our first contest.
Yeah, it is. So, but it was big. It was big to me. It was big to me.
So. Oh, I'm not downplaying the contest or what you were winning. I mean, a free book is awesome, and we both have read Terry's work, and we both like it. We can genuinely say that it's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the prizes were great.
You're wearing your I read genre shotgun.
Yeah, I'm wearing the Griffinwood Press genre shotgun shirt right now.
Yeah, did you actually read genre shotgun, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
That's why I got the shirt, Rem.
Well, I
don't lie on my shirts.
I knew that you had read Flankhawk, but I didn't know if you had actually read through genre shotgun or not.
What's my shirt say, Rem?
It says you read genre shotgun.
All right, I think we can fucking put this to rest then, huh?
You can go fuck yourself. So if you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737.
And somebody just call that number to make Remington happy.
Just
want to
call me to tell me hi.
I just want to make my friend happy.
Oh, thanks.
So just call the number and leave a message.
Thanks, Brandon. You're a true friend.
And then he will not be so sad about it for 5 or 6 episodes, and then he'll get back on it again.
Yeah. Those are the things that'll happen. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page. Make sure to check out our website at duelingogres.com for articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. You wrote a nice little article, a Bukowski inspired article about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I wrote a article about a piece of software called Filmstro, which is really interesting, I think. It's kind of a follow-up because I actually got the Windows version that hadn't released when I did the first article about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's really cool.
Yes.
It is. I wish I had more of a use for it just so I could use it. I don't.
We need to start making films.
Yeah, we need to start making films. We have to be creative for that shit, Brandon.
Yeah.
No. We have to make some storylines and stuff. We can't even make a fucking storyline ripping on Columbus.
I've had that fucking storyline written.
Make sure to
You son of a bitch.
leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on TuneIn, Stitcher, Pod Directory, or nearly anywhere else you can find a podcast, including iHeartRadio whenever it decides to load our RSS feed, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe iHeartRadio, maybe not.
Right. And finally, you can... there for the last few episodes, I was talking about some Amazon stuff, and apparently I'd been doing that wrong.
Yeah.
Because the person who I modeled it after got in trouble for doing it that way. So I'm not going to do it that way anymore, and I'll figure out a way to better get you enticed in things in a different way.
A bunch of, without getting into it, a
yeah.
bunch of jackbooted Amazon thugs showed up at our door because Remington and I lived together for the sake of the story and kicked it down and started screaming at us and held us down, and they waterboarded us. But it wasn't water, and I don't know what it was. And they just screamed over and over, "You did it wrong, you did it wrong, you did it wrong." And then they left without another word.
Yeah.
Although I did appreciate it because after they left, they gave us a coupon for 6 free months of Amazon Prime. So I can still speak highly to Amazon as a company.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And, Amazon Prime, they give you a free month, and you can probably see
Goldine.
that. Huh?
I said a Goldine.
Oh my God, it's a Goldine. You can probably get a free month down in the description there. We're going to get this Goldine, and we'll see you later. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Goldine.
Good night. Goldine night.
Goldine.
I haven't got a Goldine before.
Get it. Get that Goldine.
Oh, I got it. CP12.
Oh, yeah. 500 XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a great throw.
Oh, you got extra 50 XP off of
Because I
that.
didn't flick it.
You didn't flick it before you stick it.
You've got to flick it. I want a rat
Stick it. Man, fuck the Rattata. Yeah, we do. We
There's
have
a Raticate
Rattata.
nearby, too.
Yeah, we've been getting those lately, too. I need another Goldine.
My highest rated Pokemon is 192.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine's. Have you done the Eevee trick yet?
I don't think so.
Do you know the Eevee trick?
No.
The Eevee trick is confirmed. The 3.
Oh, where you name them?
Yeah, where you name them.
No, I haven't. I have an Eevee, and I need to grind up one more to be able to level it.
Right.
But yeah, I really didn't want to level or evolve the Eevee. I wanted to just keep leveling up and have a super powerful Eevee.
Yeah. I think that I don't know, man. If you have a favorite of like Jolteon,
Vaporeon
or Flameon,
yeah,
right?
Flareon.
Flameon.
Flame Guy.
Yeah.
Flame Guy, Bubbles, and Shocker.
The characters were Pyro, Sparky, and
Rainier, I think.
Yeah, Rainier. So that's cool. Goldine!
I haven't even... Do you rename your Pokemon? Because I haven't renamed.
Well, aside from doing the trick, because you have to rename the Eevee that, but...
I did. I renamed the first Pidgey I caught.
Yeah.
I renamed it Birdo. And past that, I haven't even named... Because, like, you know, I'll catch a Jigglypuff with 115, and I'll start to level it up a little bit. and then I'll catch a Jigglypuff at 140, and it's like, well, fuck the old one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grind him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nom 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 candy.
You know, I first made that joke when the game came out, and I thought it was hilarious. And then I saw comics and everybody making that same joke.
Yeah,
that you were just grinding them up to feed to the other Pokemon.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it's so prevalent that even Corridor Digital did like a YouTube video on it. Hold on, I know you gotta go, but you should be okay.
You don't tell me when I'll be okay. Be prepared.
What was that?
Be prepared for Mufasa's death at the hands of Jeremy Irons.
On helium.
On helium. I also do children's birthday parties. Parents pay me to terrify them. The microphone's backwards, but I don't want to fix it.
What do you mean it's backwards?
I always have it the other way.
Oh, yeah, you do. Well, who the hell do you think you are, Brandon? Are you a mummy?
Yes.
Are you a mummy?
Mummy's alive.
Oh, wow. Mummy's alive? Jesus Christ.
I had a bunch of Mummies Alive toys growing up, and they were pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
They made a good toy. Do you want me to turn Ginger's computer off?
Yeah. Five gum. So intense. Everything's intense. I'm gonna kiss this nerdy guy. It would never happen.
I forgot that the theme song gives the whole story right there.
Yep. Just the whole thing. The whole thing right there.
Pharaoh, and then the mummies came, and then he saved the mummies, and then he was also a mummy.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Like, they're all, like, proper mummies, and then he's like...
I think he just had the bloodline of the Pharaoh in him. So they had to protect him from the forces of evil.
Because he was the Pharaoh.
That were trying to unpharaoh him.
They were trying to
death.
They were trying to de-pharaoh the Pharaoh?
Yes.
Or were they trying to deflower the Pharaoh?
Because
that puts a whole different spin on the show.
He's got the mummies protecting his virginity. He's got the mummies. Even though he's pretty cool with it.
Why are all of these ads I can't skip?
Melt your mood with our Hawaiian Breeze fragrance.
Don't tell me what to do with my mood.
Feel Glade.
Get off of my computer, Glade.
You need a Hawaiian Breeze fragrance.
This sounds like it's a better quality.
Named Presley found a secret out this year, and he was once a pharaoh when Egyptians ruled the world, and now he's all sort of things here, tries to get them day and night, but Presley has more guardians to protect his very life. He has the money from 5025 BC. He has the money protection from the new bouncy. He has the money they're acted by the Frisco Bay. He has the money protectors of the world today. Come on. He has the money from the 55 BC. He has the money for your town of Pharaoh. He has the money, they're acting by the
They're gonna save the world today. The Egyptian way, the mummy's alive.
Many times I went with your father, the pharaoh, to spear fish in the marshes of the Nile. I never used a spear such as this.
It's not a spear. It's a fishing rod for fly fishing.
You catch flies with this?
You got
He doesn't know what a fly fishing rod is.
That is no ordinary dog, my prince. We should get you back to safety before...
Ramses!
Wow, it just fucking jumps right into it, doesn't it?
Yep. Ramses! I'll save you because I don't have to breathe.
Ocean home.
Holy shit, this dude's made of sand or something. What the fuck?
Yeah, those the enemies were like sand people.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's Scarab.
Bum bum bum. Hey guys. I'm Scarab. I'm gonna get you, little Ramsey.
I appreciate that the guy has a color coordinated speedboat.
Wait, he could fly this entire time?
He's a scarab.
Well, then why in the fuck was he on a boat? More sand people!
What the fuck?
It's the rest of the motherfucking mummies!
Let's kick time.
Let's kick time. Where'd they get fucking laser staff? Somebody's been watching Stargate.
Standard issue. From Scarab.
With the strength of Ra!
I dock this boat!
Put the Annihilator on the trailer.
Don't you tell me what to do. I'm your pharaoh, motherfucker. You put this boat on the trailer.
The boat's name was the Annihilator.
It was. Good job, King Ramses.
No.
Sit! He said set, not sit. That's my name.
I knew that.
Why have you come through the western gate? You mummies defeated me once. I won't rest until I have my revenge.
It's Set and Anubis.
What are those two flea bags doing back here? They'll ruin everything.
Come on, Ram. Stop lying around.
Hang on.
This fly fishing is very exciting.
Look at this headline.
Mommy, I almost
Lightning
died.
Excited in disturbance on Golden Gate Bridge. Unknown boy seen again with Bay Area mystery mummies. Why don't you ever let me do stories like this?
That's a real newspaper. We're just the school newspaper. And you're just a 7th grade reporter.
That boy could be anywhere. Maybe even in this school.
Forget it. Your job is to spell the names right on the honor roll.
The honor roll? That's That's not news. Smart kids are always making the honor roll. It's a dog bites man story. What's news is when smart kids don't make the honor roll. Then it's a man bites dog story, see?
Yeah.
Are you saying there's a dog at school?
I'm gonna find a
You
juicy
fucking
story.
idiot.
Something our readers can really sink their teeth into.
I've already got a reporter covering the cafeteria menu.
Womp womp.
He wouldn't know a real news story if it bit him.
She makes a lot of dog references.
Like a dog bites a man,
Like
or a man bites a dog.
Like a man dog bites another man dog. And
Like
they
if a mummy.
They cause a wolf dog man hybrid. From 1525 BC, protectors of the Pharaoh Sea. We have approximately 10 minutes.
Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to this episode.
We got some things that we're going to talk about. Hello, guys, and welcome to this episode of Fun.
San Diego Comic-Con, nerd stuff, movies.
Nintendo.
Until next week, Ogres, keep your clothes by your
Nintendo
sister.
thing.
Good night.
Fucking Pokemon distance thing. We got some stuff from Google that bubbles and ticks and fucking Marvel fists.
I do have to leave at 5.
Marvel fists.
So we'll
5? I thought it was 5:30.
No. Bree has to leave the apartment at 5:30.
God damn it, Brandon. Will you be more clear in your text messages?
I don't know how more clear I can be than typing out the literal words.
You said fucking... You have to
I said I
leave
have to leave at 5.
12:30.
No.
12:30.
No.
12:30, Brandon. You said 12:30 that you would have the things, and then the things that happen will not happen.
Let's just agree
I don't
that you
agree to anything.
are stupid.
You're stupid, and your face is stupid, and you smell like butts.
2 of those things are true.
We'll let you decide, audience.
Yeah. Do some investigating. Come to your own conclusions.
Investigations.
Investigate my smells.
That's one thing you definitely don't want to do.
I smell good.
Brandon sometimes
Almost all the time.
gets some real smells going. Like,
You guys talk about it and now the listeners think I constantly smell. I smell good.
well,
I'm
I
smelling
mean, if
myself
you
right now. I smell fine.
you smell fine. You smell fine. If anybody's ripe in this room right now, it's probably me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna do it like Mummy's alive?
Now I'm gonna do it like Mommy's alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're really doing a big line of cocaine right before we start recording.
What can I say? I gotta get fucking pumped.
Why are you clawing your skin off?
That's a very personal question, and I don't feel like I need to answer it, but if you must know, I've got beetles under them.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
Oh man, now I have to change the word.